Welcome back to Miss Curtis's art class. Today we are going to do a fun lesson where we are going to look at the book called In a Jar, which was written and illustrated by Deborah Marcero. And when an artist illustrates their book, that means that they actually draw all the pictures within the book. So this is going to be a really cool book that we're going to look at today. And what I like about this book is that it talks about these characters who they take different things and put them in their jar, things that you wouldn't really expect them to be able to keep inside their jar. So today what we're going to do is we're going to draw our own jar, and what I'm going to ask you to do is within your jar you are going to create one of the four things. You're either going to create a scene of a special memory from this past year, an imaginative scene or place, a goal that you have, or a secret place that you love to visit. So those are some fun ideas for you to put inside your jar. So we're going to get started here. Today I am going to be using a Sharpie marker. You can use whatever writing utensil that you have, a piece of paper, and then I have my coloring materials here. So crayons, color pencils, markers, whatever you have. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is you are going to take your paper in the portrait mode, just like so, longer side going up and down, and we are going to make a frame and name. So simply holding your paper with your opposite hand, you are going to make a frame around the edge of your paper. I'm going to rotate my paper. And as you know, if you have trouble making a straight line, you can always make a curvy line. And then at the bottom right of my paper, I'm going to write my first and last name, Miss Curtis, and your homeroom number. So 220 as an example. All right, so the first thing we're going to do at the top of our paper is we're going to make the lid of the jar. Now the lid of the jar is going to start off to be a sideways oval shape. So again, I'm going to hold my paper nice and tight, and I am going to make nice oval. Okay. The next step that you're going to do is you are going to make a vertical line on both sides, and these are going to be parallel. There's going to be one on each side coming from the left straight down just a little bit, and the right. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is, do you see this curved line right here for the jar? We want to make the same line right below so that the lid is complete. Okay, and then if you want to go around and just kind of fix any of the lines you drew, you can do that. Okay, so now we have a lid for our jar. The next step that we're going to do is we are going to make a straight line that comes down and then curves out, goes straight down and curves around the bottom. And that's going to be our jar itself. So on this side, I'm going to come straight down and then curve. And then this line is going to come down. And then at the bottom, we are going to curve and come around. Now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go to the right side over here, and I'm going to make a straight line that comes down, and this is the shape of the jar. It's going to curve out, and it's going to be symmetrical on both sides. So the same on both sides. I'm going to just curve, come straight down, and then curve inward. Like I said, and then you can just readjust, fix your lines if you need to. So there we have a jar. So now what we're going to do is we're going to illustrate what's inside this jar. So before we illustrate the inside area of our jar, we're going to make one more line that's just going to come around and outline right here. And you're going to see that that extra line is going to, again, make it look like it's a glass jar. So I'm just going to make a line, goes around. And just do that to the best of your ability. So now we have our completed jar. And for the next part, of course, I'd like you to use pencil if you're going to illustrate one of the writing prompts in here. Just because, you know, if you make a mistake, you're gonna erase, it's gonna be a whole scene inside. So I can't wait to see what you come up with. And I am gonna start working on mine, and then I can't wait to tell you what I chose to put inside my jar. Okay, so this is what I chose to make inside of my jar. I chose a special memory from the past year. So I went on a camping trip and I absolutely love the colors. So I thought it'd be fun to make a nighttime scene, which is a little bit different. So I did some blues, purples. Notice I shaded everything in. I used some value. Over here we have a lighter side of the mountain. It's a little bit darker on the other side because here we have the moon, which is giving off some light in this area. So yeah, so this is my special memory. So I'm excited to see what you put inside your jar. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'm looking forward to next week's lesson with you.